Hey guys, how are you? Can you see and hear me now? I know we might have been having a little bit of problems earlier. If you could just jump in that chat and let me know if you can see and hear me now. Hello. Can everybody see me? Yes. Yay. Did you guys have problems seeing me earlier? I'm sorry. Yay. I was like, nobody's talking to me. What is going on? So yes, here we are. Welcome. Thank you all for showing up. You guys are awesome. I know you guys were asked to come here as a favor to me and Kelly and Stephanie, who should be joining here shortly. I had to restart the webinar to make sure that we were up and running. So first of all, I want to thank you guys all for coming. I know I got some amazing friends here tonight that are going to plan on giving me feedback and letting me know how everything goes, because our plan is to take this webinar and do it every Tuesday night and just get better and better and better and better at the presentation. So having you guys here and supporting us is huge. And thank you. I know, Sam, I am. Good golly, I got on Facebook and I saw the other Sam and he was like, was the webinar canceled? I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? So I don't know exactly what happened. Technical issues, it's what goes on. Waiting for Kelly and Stephanie to join as well. Just to let you guys know, just like I was saying before, Tuesday, same time, we're gonna just keep doing the same thing and mastering it basically so that we can get lots of people on, help our team, really to let everyone know the struggles that we've been through over the last couple years. Hi, Grace. Getting the video to load. Try to refresh. See if that works. You know, a lot of people host webinars at this time. So this is the first time I've hosted a night webinar. So I'm not sure if there might be a little bit of technical issues or whatever. But tonight we're basically going to go over some attraction marketing. And let me make sure these guys are getting on. We're going to go over attraction marketing and just kind of the tools that you need to make sure that you're a master marketer. I mean, I'm sure we've all been out there, we've all opted into pages, and we've all gone into, you know, try to jump back on. Let me see. You should be on, Steph. It's showing you as on. So obviously, as you know, most of our feedback is going to be like, but technical issues happen, so the show must go on. So what we're going to talk about tonight is we're going to talk about attraction marketing and how attraction marketing works, and try to get Kelly and Stephanie over here as well for us. Yes, thank you all for waiting and having the patience with us. I promise you it'll be worth it, because at the end you're going to go, oh my gosh, it all makes sense to me. Because for the last 2 years in my business, you know, I got in and fortunately found a system that actually had everything that I needed. But coming in as a person who did direct sales for 4 years and then just decided to bring it online, I was very confused on how it all worked and how it all came together. You know, all these top earners are doing all this amazing stuff, and yet I can't seem to figure it all out. So I had, like, you know, all sorts of struggles where I was like, oh, I need this. No, I don't need this. No, I do need this. And then all of a sudden, like one day, it all came together and I was like, oh. And I was lucky enough to have a system that everything was in there, but it just took me a long time to understand how it all worked together and came together. So tonight we're going to go over how that works. And are you guys jumping in on the same link? Stephanie, try to jump in on the same link you were in before. So anyways, I am going to move on to the screen share and go through all of this Try to come back on, Steph, and refresh. That's what I had to do. I had to go out and refresh and then come back in. Okay. So anyways, I'm going to go over to the screen share while we wait for them to get on. Let's see. It shows that you're coming over. Try to come back over, Steph. There we go. I'm going to invite you over and see if that works. Oh, look at all of you guys on here. You're all so sweet. Thank you. Hey, Christy, Grace, Sam. That's what I was saying before. I don't know if you guys heard. I was like, I got 2 Sams on. That's attraction marketing right there. Hey, there you guys are. Yay.
There we are. We're
So
back.
I have no idea how. That's never happened before, but I've never had a night show.
You gotta love technology.
Yes. I was just saying hello to everyone. Hi, Amber, Laura. How are you guys?
Oh, are we live? Oh, hi.
We're live.
Yes, you're live now. All right, so we're going to jump right into the screen share so that we can get moving on towards this. And Kelly, you can go from here.
Okay, so now that we had this long pause here, turn off all your distractions. So we can get right into this. So go into who is Kelly and Stephanie, if you would. There we go. And where we leave off at? Okay. We'll just start again. Okay, I'm Kelly and this is Stephanie, and our story and how we got started. We actually met online about 2.5 years ago, and we ended up started a business together 6 months into it. And it's an incredible fast track to get to know someone. I'll tell you that. To start a business together with somebody, but I wouldn't change it for the world, because it brought me to this atmosphere of network marketing. As you can see in some of these pictures up at the top there, we won an electric guitar for online sales in our primary. We got to speak up on stage.
Yeah, well, we're on stage like
all the time.
Sorry, I don't want to be like, but I mean, we're pretty close with management and everybody, so it's nice when you have tools that you have to help you. Right. So anyway, on with that. So you see down here in the bottom middle is me and Kelly and my 2 kids, and then we have the triplets, which are Kelly. You see him in the right. They're doing Ohio. He's from Ohio.
So that's pretty much who we are, and we got started in network marketing about 2.5 years ago, and we needed a system. We needed a system, and Steph said,
there's a system.
There's got to be something out there. I was like, I saw something like this like years ago, and got online on Google, started trying to search, trying to find a system, and lo and behold, I clicked on a link, and there it was, but it wasn't just any link. It was Samantha's link, and you're going to learn tonight how she was able to even capture me when I started Googling. I don't know what I was Googling, how to make money online or how to get leads,
probably
or a system,
or I needed a CRM
or whatever it was, and I clicked on one of Samantha's links, and that's how we started our relationship and our journey together. We've got to hang out. So this is in a short period of time of us, starting and us meeting Samantha at an event. We actually flew out to Denver and met him in Denver.
In the airport.
And met in the airport. And Samantha, you can chime in anytime.
Yeah. So when I first met these 2, we had been teammates for about 6 months. It was an amazing thing to meet them at the Denver airport, as me and my husband, and that's my husband right there, the 4 of us.
And the whole thing was, are we going to this, big event? We're like, well, are you going? Are like, well, we got to go. let's go. We're going. So we bought our tickets, and Samantha's like, if they're going, we gotta go. So they got their tickets.
Yeah, so we all ended up in Austin, Texas. That's the first time we met each other, was at Live the Dream in Austin, Texas, a couple years ago. And then my sister lives not too far, a few hours north of them. So we got to meet at Venice Beach and hold a Tipsy Tuesday on Venice Beach. And that's us in the middle right there down in Florida. And then these two crazies came out to Colorado to see me. And as you can tell, Florida boy did not dress
do well.
No.
Oh, you know. You gotta wear flip flops.
At least you have socks on.
Trust me. Trust me.
Like
I saw this. I've probably seen. I'm sure you guys heard it before too. But your day is better if you're wearing flip flops. If you can wear flip flops, you know your day is going to be good.
I agree with that. Are you guys seeing the chat? Are you guys seeing the chat now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody's seeing our screen and everything. Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Okay, so who am I? I'm Samantha Wall. I have been a network marketer. Like I was talking a little bit earlier before Kelly and Stephanie came on. I started my journey in January of 2014 as a network marketer. I had been in direct sales prior to and had, my offline business set up for myself. My son was leaving for kindergarten and I said, I need to take this online. So I did, and I researched online for about 6 months and finally found MLSP and started my journey of online marketing. And in the last 2 years, I've been on My Lead Systems Pro Success Story Friday twice. I've been asked to write for Network Marketing Magazine. I have been a host of multiple webinars teaching anywhere from Instagram to Twitter to prospecting and all sorts of stuff. I am the host of Tipsy Tuesday Mastermind, which is Tuesday mornings. I host that with my co-host, Stephanie, and we've been there every Tuesday since March 3rd of last year, so we're pretty proud of that. And then this is me, my primary, getting awards. This is my why, my husband and my son. We do some stuff for Special Olympics. So that was an airplane pool. We actually got to pool an airplane and they got to be on the news. Unfortunately, I was at the other end of the rope, so I was not on the news. And then this is my son and I'm pretty sure, to Florida to see these two. Last year, I don't know, I've been down there a few times to see them.
Yeah.
That's a little bit about me. I've been able to hang out with some pretty amazing top leaders and just really work with some pretty amazing people. So here we go. What will you learn tonight? How online marketing works for your business. As you're out there online and marketing and things like that, there's a lot that happens. And if you don't have the tools and things that you need to make sure that your online marketing is actually working and progressing in a system that will make you money, not only today, but keep making you money. So we're going to teach you a lot of that. Attraction marketing, what is it? How does it work? Tools you'll need to build $1 million business. This is how to build relationships and keep selling to your prospects. You don't want to just meet a prospect and then move on if they say no. You want to be able to keep selling to them, and even if they're not your customer now, you want to keep them as a future customer because they could possibly be a future customer for you. So we're going to teach you how to do that. We're also going to teach you common questions about attraction marketing and the system. So we're going to hopefully answer all of your questions by the end of this. So what I can tell you right now is by the end of this, you will understand how everything works. For some of you, this might be elementary at first. Believe me, I promise you by the end, you will get what you want out of this webinar. So stick around. For others, there might be some things that come up that you're like a little confused about or whatever, but don't worry, we're going to explain everything as we go. So just hang tight with us.
Right.
First, we're going to talk a little bit about attraction marketing. I'm sure you've heard it out there, but what is it? Are you guys getting an echo from me?
No.
Okay.
You're great. Awesome.
Putting yourself in front of the perfect prospect as the go-to person in your niche. So imagine having people hunt you down rather than you chase them down for business. You know, when you first start out in a business, you tend to go out there and you're trying to find people and you're asking people, what do you do? What do you do? Well, imagine turning that around and having people hunting you down, researching you on Google, trying to find out what you're all about.
Right.
So, you know, like at that point, you would be able to pick who you get to work with. You know, for so many who start out, you know, you'll get into your primary, and this is not a bad thing, don't get me wrong, but your primary might say, you know, get a list of people together, talk to your mom, talk to your sister, talk to this, talk to that. That's all great and wonderful because I could go into this too. There's what we like to call a hot market, a warm market, and a cold market, and that first people that you talk to is your hot market. Those are the people who support you, that love you, that are going to join your business. But eventually, those aren't the ones that, you know, will really develop into massive producers. So you want to be able to capture all of them, and you want to be able to pick who you work with. You know.
Well, that's what's worse is when you end up working with someone you're just not working well with. It can be a little frustrating.
And that, you know, and that goes back to your like you were saying about your hot market and your warm market. I don't know about you, but I'd rather have my friends and my close family as
still my friends and family.
Still my friends and family, you know. So do I want to throw a business opportunity down their throat? No, I'd rather have them, you know,
ask me about it. I mean,
right, or referrals, you know, just be normal, you know, and that's how it works.
Yeah, so attraction marketing will allow you to pick who you work with. You know, you don't want just any guy, girl who has $50 and is like, all right, well, you sold me. You want the person who's excited, who's gonna produce on your team. So, you know, the one thing that I think that a lot of people have a problem with when they get into network marketing is they just want to go after anybody with a pulse at that point, because that's what we're taught. We're taught, go out there and get as many people underneath you.
Share.
Yeah.
Share, but there's a technique to it.
Right.
Yes. And attraction marketing allows you to have people coming to you. So at that point, you know, your business becomes a business and you are able to say, yeah, I don't think we're a good fit. You know, which is true. I mean, you know, you've been around, you've worked with people. Some people you get along with, some people you don't. You're attracted to some people, you're not attracted to some people. It's just the way it works.
Right.
So what if you could tap into the same attraction factor as celebrities?
Right.
Like Justin Timberlake. You know, you say that word Justin Timberlake and you're like, what comes to your mind first thing? Yeah.
A dancing, singing Justin Timberlake.
Right.
I don't know.
And for me, it's a comedian, because I was not, you know, like at first I was not a fan of his singing, but I saw him on Saturday Night Live, and he is funny.
He's funny. Yeah.
So I mean, he's got tons of different things that, you know, but you don't know who Justin Timberlake's you know, record label is, or who his agent is. You don't know any of that. You know, it's the same way as you shouldn't be out there showing your business to everyone, because the truth is that these businesses don't always last. I know you're passionate about your business and you love your business, and that is why you're here. And I think you should pat yourself on the back, because learning and going further is exactly what you need to do. So pat yourself on the back right now for even showing up, and thank you for your support.
Too.
But yeah, I mean, but the truth is that these businesses sometimes don't last. I mean, we all saw it in the last couple of years. There were big, huge businesses with people who were making millions inside, and they shut down. And you don't want to have to rebuild yourself if your business shuts down. But if you're using attraction marketing and you're branding yourself, then it's okay.
Yeah.
Because the people who are following you and attracted to you are still following you and attracted to you, because they weren't attracted to the company, they were attracted to you.
Right.
Right.
So, okay, but how do we use attraction marketing and how do we brand ourselves? You know, it's funny, this morning I was on Ray Higdon's live Facebook. I don't know if anybody was on there. And if you were on there, jump in the chat and let me know. I can't see it, but Stephanie and Kelly will let me know.
Yeah,
But
I haven't seen anybody on the chat. But yeah.
He got asked. He got asked this morning about attraction marketing, and he said that attraction marketing should be called educational marketing, which is true.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because because you have to educate your market, bring them value. You got to work on your mindset. You got to make sure that your mind is set for success, and you can share that. You know, I mean, if you're reading GoPro or the Slight Edge or anything like that, you can use that and add it to your marketplace via Facebook, via Instagram, via Twitter, YouTube, your blog, however you market. Take whatever you're learning every day and add it to the marketplace. Create value to yourself.
Right.
Be present in social media.
That's 80% of it right there is showing up.
Absolutely. And consistency.
Is showing up consistently, daily, day in and day out, and be consistent of the value that you're bringing.
Right.
And that's, you got to be present.
Yep. And you have to keep learning every day, because as you know, in our social media marketing world, things change every day online. Yeah. So you just want to make sure that you're ahead of everything and make sure that you're getting the training and the learning that you need to read books, take courses, invest in yourself. Right. That's what it's all about, is investing in yourself, and just make yourself present as an attractive marketer. That's right. So it's a fact. To become attractive to other people, you must become a leader that they want to follow. Just like we had talked before, they're not going to want to follow you because you have the cutest dog.
Right.
Yes, they do.
Or an annoying bird in your background.
Right.
But you can use them as part of your attraction. Just, it's not, you know, people aren't going to just follow you because you have the dog.
Absolutely.
We've known some people that, you know, use the whole goat farm in their marketing. They're successful, so.
Humans have a subconscious attraction to those that display leadership qualities. We believe that we empower ourselves by associating with these individuals. We literally think that if we rub shoulders with these individuals, it will make us better, which it does, especially if you're a good leader and you're bringing out, you know, the good stuff. It will. Rubbing shoulders with these people are an amazing thing. So, but our subconscious mind does that. So you need to be ahead of it to make sure that you're showing your attraction the way you need to, and the value.
Right.
The value a leader has attracts people to them, people that seek the same. So, you know, if you're brand new, if you're on here and you just started your business or whatever, and you have no idea how online marketing works or whatever, if you get one lead online today, or you learn something from this webinar, you know, take notes, take a screenshot, take these exact quotes, whatever you want to do, and put them out there in the market. It's giving people value. So just make sure, a lot of people tend to get into this business and think to themselves, I don't know, you know, I don't know much. I don't have a lot of value. I need to learn for the next 6 months before I can show value. That is not true. Like I said before, if you're here, pat yourself on the back, because you're light years ahead of where I was when I first started. Because I was scared to opt into someone's page. I was scared to come to a webinar. The first time I came to a webinar, I put tape over
the camera.
Yeah, I thought that they could see me, and I didn't want them to see me. So that shows where we've come. We're now hosting webinars. We used to hide from our camera when we first got on them. So
we scan through all the attendees. What are they doing here, right?
And again, humans find people attractive or unattractive based on the value that we believe that the person can provide for us. It's the truth. It's what we do. And so that's why attraction marketing is so important.
Yeah.
So what do you need for attraction marketing to work?
So you got to have some tools, right? So you got all this attraction. You build up this following that you got now with your attraction marketing, and you got all these, whether they're leads or customers, you got all these people coming to you, and your catcher's mitt isn't big enough to capture all these people, and you got, customers could be sliding through the cracks, and you forgot to call this guy back, or just things come up in
trying
life.
To get emails out to everybody,
and sometimes life gets in the way. I know we're busy with our families. I got kids, and Steph's got kids, and my kids come up on the weekends, and so forth. But stuff gets in the way, and you're going to need some tools to run a successful business online. And some of the tools that we're going to go over here all comes in one package, as you're going to see later on in the presentation here. But some of the tools that you're going to need are a CRM, which is a customer relationship manager. You're going to need capture pages and funnels, and be able to make them and edit them yourself. You're going to have an autoresponder. That's like a must. And we're going to go into autoresponders and more. We're going to go into each one of these in depth here shortly. But you're going to need a blog. You're going to have training, because if you've never done marketing before, you got to get an education. You just you don't just go to you're going to get brain surgery. You go to a doctor who has never been educated in brain surgery before. He just doesn't. You got to have a specialty to be a brain surgeon, and a lot of schooling to become that. Well, you're going to become a PhD in marketing. On online marketing is basically what this community gives you, and that's another thing with the tools that you need is you need a community of people who are going to bring you up and always keep you positive and help you to make your business grow. And yes, this is a business, so you got to treat it like one. So we go into the custom relationship manager. Now this tool that we have, it does so much. It's amazing. Because you got all these leads coming in, and you got to keep them in one spot, so you know what calls you got coming up for the week. It gives you
who's a good lead, who's a hot lead,
who's a high star.
I mean, it's stars, so you can do them on a star point level.
You can put your own labels on them. You could have different labels for different type of people who come in. You might want to talk to them a certain way. When you're talking to them, you can take notes on this customer relationship manager, so you're going to know that they have a cat named or whatever.
Or
if they got a wedding coming up, or their sister's name's Sally, or whatever, you're gonna have a place to take those notes, and it's all dated, so you don't have to remember to put your date on it. It's like all filed for you in one spot, so it keeps your if you need to find out what their phone number or their Facebook is, or their Instagram, or whatever, you can keep that all in one spot. So it's nice to build that relationship with your customers. You have something to go back on. And anything to add, Samantha?
Yeah, we're only seeing your face.
Yeah, because I watched my comedy. Oh, it goes crazy.
Now?
There you go.
Okay, so you guys
as far as the CRM goes, you can literally set alarms. Just like he was saying, a wedding. I ran into a customer who had a wedding that they were planning, and she was like, call me at the beginning of February, and I could set an alarm inside of this CRM that tells me at the beginning of February, hey, call this person. Their daughter had a wedding. They were interested in the business. Now, back in the day, we used to get business cards, or we'd write them on notepads, and then what would happen? They'd end up in a box, and you wouldn't see them. And then guess what? These are potential customers, prospects, teammates that you're leaving under the table. You're leaving money on the table without this type of a tool. So it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So we like that one. That's what actually, when I told Kelly, I said, there's gotta be something out there. I need a CRM, because I was adamant we needed something to track our people. There's no way you can do it once, you know, you start having people who are in different interest levels. So.
And then we got capture pages and funnels. What is a capture page? A capture page is a type of landing page created with one specific purpose. That's it, is to get a visitor to enter their information. So when you enter your email on that form, guess what? You're on their list. So now you've subscribed to this to get information, and now you're on this list. And we can make those. So that's what this is able to do. The system is we can make our own capture pages, because we want to capture our future customers, our future business partners, our future whoever wants the information.
We want to be able to get.
We want to get their information. So that's how we capture their information. And it's the funnels. And what's cool about this system is you don't have to know all the techie stuff. This is all the funnel and the capture pages are pretty much all the technology, or the techie stuff is all done for you. And it's all edited. Follow videos, and you can edit it, put your own copy into it that you want to put. If you have your own brick and mortar business or tire business, or whatever kind of business you have,
bags. I mean,
or it could be whatever. So this isn't. I mean, you could just, if you want to capture somebody's information, that's how you do it online, and you got to have capture pages in order to do that. And you got to have funnels, which would lead them down the line as the funnel gets that, you know.
It's a little more detailed, but as you get down the line, it's for sales more.
Right.
So, but that's a little more detailed. This is just what we're going over, what the system has, and what you will need
to build your $1 million business.
Right. And with those capture pages, that's where you get your people into your CRM. But from there, you want to be able to talk with them and send them emails or whatever. So this is where the next tool would come in,
which is autoresponders. And if you're going to have a successful business online, you got to be able to communicate with a mass number of people, and there's not enough hours in a day to talk to 2,000 people in one email.
Right.
You can't. There's not enough hours in a day to write that email that many times. So you got to have autoresponders, and all the big companies have them. I mean, it seems like I don't know how many emails you get a day, but I get emails from Papa John's, I get emails from Dick's Sporting Goods, I get emails from.
Even that. So say you order something on Amazon, you get an email confirming that. Then you get an email after that. Then you get an email with the survey. That's an autoresponder, an auto response based on an action. So say one of your clients bought a product, you want to send them an email thanking them, and then you want to send an email with instructions on how to use it, and then a video on it, and then just a follow-up thank you, and then a follow-up with more products. That's where the autoresponder comes in. So you can see, sign up, welcome email, content, promotion, content. That's where the money comes in the long term.
Giving them value, always communicating with your list.
So, yeah.
Anything to add, Sam?
Yeah, that's where your money's made, is your list. You got to make sure that your list is definitely, you're building your list at all times, and creating content and value, just like we talked earlier with attraction marketing, guys. you want to be creating this value in blogs or YouTube videos or whatever it is, so that you can share that with your list, because the reason they opted into this capture page from the beginning was to get information from you, and then from there you must keep giving them great content, just like Papa John's. You know, I mean, when it's time for us to order pizza at our house, the first thing that happens is my husband goes, "Let me see if Papa John's has 50% off yet." You know, and he'll jump on his email and go for it. Where, you know, for me, it's Betty Crocker in my crock pot. I love to start the morning off with 15 minutes of cooking, and then I'm done. So you definitely want to be creating value for that. You guys have me highlighted because I keep seeing you guys.
That's so weird. Yeah. There you go.
Is it on you now? Is it on the thing now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so we're going into blogging. This is your home base for sure, huh?
Absolutely. You gotta have a hub. There's two things online that you own personally, and that is your blog, if you have one, and your list. That's the only two things that you personally own.
In the online world.
In the online world. And you don't own Facebook. You could be in Facebook jail. I've been there.
You can have your whole account shut down.
You can have your account shut down, your YouTube channel pulled, your Twitter account pulled. You guys don't own that, but you do own your blog, and a blog is your web. It's basically a self-hosted WordPress site. It's a personal site, and you can build it however you like. And what makes this so awesome about it is pretty much anybody can build it. I've never used WordPress software before. Stephanie did for a little bit. We hired a coach actually from Israel, and he helped. I didn't pay attention or anything because I was like, I can't understand computer stuff, and so Stephanie's doing all this stuff, and so we get our site built, and she hit a button and the whole thing disappeared. And that was like two coaching sessions, so that we charged just like $100 a session. And so not only was it time, but it was money spent and time and everything else. And we're like, what do you do, you know? And then MLSP comes out with sites. Yeah. Which is we're waiting. Which is this blogging platform. It's self-hosted. So it takes all the techie things out of it. What took her like 6 hours to do, you can do in like 3 clicks.
Right. So, and this is where, you know, you're like a blog, but nobody reads blogs. But this is where you'll put your main content, as you can see in the picture, and share it out to all the social media. So if one shut down, it's not going to shut down anywhere else. And then your searchability.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Are you come on PowerPoint?
Yeah, I mean, the blog is so important. Just to go back to like the capture page and how everything comes together. The blog is so important because let's say your company does have capture pages, let's say you do capture leads, because there are a lot of people out there that have that ability. The reason the blogging is so important is because you want to take these capture pages and you want to take these links and you want to bring them back to your blog, not into, you know, internet world. Just, you know, because if they come back to your blog, once again, we go back to the traction marketing, we go back to the branding yourself. So you want to make sure that, you know, when you do have a blog, you're sharing that content. We've done things we can teach you as well. You know, there's certain extensions and things like that that you can easily share to Twitter, Instagram, and things like that straight from your blog. By highlighting, you know, certain sentences of your blog post, or by clicking on an image that you put on your blog, it can literally be shared to all sorts of different social media. But the most important part about this, and the one thing that, you know, we didn't do at the beginning of our business, was have a blog. Right. Because just like they said earlier, sites didn't come out with MLSP until November. So all of us really didn't have too much of a blog. I had a blog through WordPress. I struggled with it for about 6 months, and then went over to sites where I was up and running in 3 steps that's a whole nother ballpark that we're not getting into right now. We're just kind of letting you guys know how everything comes together. But that's definitely it. Like, just like this picture showing, you know, you get these people and you bring them back to your blog, and all of a sudden they go, wow, I like this person, you know, bookmark it, you know, whatever, sign up for your list. You know, you can literally have something pop up that says, here, sign up for Kelly's list, and then all of a sudden, there you go, you got somebody on your list. Whether they're a customer now or they're a future customer, it doesn't matter. They're now on your list. You now get to send them content and start branding yourself and using the attraction marketing.
Right.
And the one thing that I like about it is all the tutorials, the how-to videos. If you never used WordPress before, like me, it is simple, step-by-step. If you can follow the directions on the back of a cake, you can build your own website.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Oh, look, Laura pointed out, and with WordPress, it does allow you to set it up, which is a plugin, set it up to post to Facebook, Twitter, all those, which is
included actually Monarch. As you can see right underneath there, you can see it right underneath plugins, Monarch social sharing. That's it's a plugin it's a paid plugin that MLSP pays for, and you get to use. You don't even have to pay for that plugin. It's already there for you. The Bloom, the list builder. I mean, you can see that the plugins that they offer it's unfathomable.
The security is insane, and the SEO, which is, you know, the searchability is just top notch. You would be paying a blog to go buy a blog and put all these attached to it.
You'd be paying close to $2,000 a month to have the same plugins and themes that we have to offer you. So it's pretty awesome.
We've had people text that they were already paying that. So.
Yeah.
All right.
And
training and
community.
We talked a little bit about that. I mean, we have community with Samantha, right? And it's just, that's how everybody is. Everybody gets to know each other. We've had people interview on our Tuesday with Samantha come
and the community.
Everybody learns from everybody. The group, if you have questions, post it, and everybody's just like they're waiting to get to answer your question. You know, they're just so excited to help. There's no way.
Yeah, this is where I think that all the money comes into play. Like, I think that the training and the community is key. When Kelly, Stephanie, and I started with MLSP, it was pretty much training in the community is what we had. We didn't have all these amazing other tools that were brought together as MLSP gets better and better and better as well. So we kind of want to go into cost involved with doing business with all of the tools that we've spoken of tonight.
Yeah, and some of the stuff we were just very lowballing on it. So, and you can see,
you know, an autoresponder. You're going to have to, not only are you going to have to write separate checks or separate online things coming from here, you're going to have, you got to pay for an autoresponder. You're going to have to pay for a CRM. You're going to have to pay for your sales funnel. We don't even have web hosting on here. And you're going to have to pay for that. And then you're not even, your site could go down, and then you're on the phone with customer support and trying to get your site brought up, and it could be down for a day or 2 days, 3 weeks, maybe even a week, just because this plugin on your site isn't working, or you got links that aren't connected, or this or that, and it's just a headache that you don't have to have. And this is all in one spot, all together.
Yeah, and just like we were talking earlier about WordPress, WordPress is very, very reliable, and Sites is through WordPress. So, you know, for those of you who are like loving WordPress, I agree with you. WordPress is awesome. Sites is WordPress. It's just that Sites has paid to have all of these SEO and plugins done for you. So instead of you having to spend a lot more money on your blog per month, it's done for you, which saves you headaches beyond headaches, because you could go out and, you know, you could research all day long all the plugins that you need in order to bring traffic to your blog, and it's going to take you a long time and a lot of effort, and you get paid for your time. Your time is valuable, and as a network marketer, you need to make sure that every minute that you have goes towards money making stuff, I mean, activity, exactly. So in order to just have this done for you literally within 3 steps with all the videos on how to do it, it's just mind-blowing. So
if Kelly can do it.
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Right. Yeah, Kelly was.
I was even featured on the big Wednesday webinar that the
you were featured on 2 different webinars,
yeah.
Bud.
Yeah, 2 of them.
They were like, Kelly had no idea how to set up a blog, and then look at his blog. And here in a minute, once we get through all of this, because I want to make sure that all your questions and all that stuff get answered. But if we have time later and we're asking questions and stuff like that, we'll go over and we'll check out Kelly and Stephanie's blog, and you can see how good, how professional it looks. And this is coming from a guy who's never set up a blog before.
Yeah, I knew how to. I still to this day don't even know how to run Excel.
No, he doesn't know how to do much.
But how many people are you getting to your site every day? And when was the last time you did anything with it?
Every day.
I'm on it, every day.
Yeah, but how many people are you getting to it every day?
I'd have to look at the analytics. I don't know.
Because I know you were getting like hundreds when you first started it up. That's why you were, on MLSP's webinars.
Right.
So all the tools that we've gone over, I hope we didn't confuse anybody or make anybody like, oh my gosh, this is so. This is the truth of it. This is exactly what you need in order to run your business to $1 million business.
And what we're showing you right now, this is what we learned in 2 years' time. Now, if you can take this, there's really not a whole lot here if you look at it. It's just our batteries running low.
It's just taking each one and learning a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
That's it. And it walks you through it anyway. So.
And there's videos all in the back office teaching you how to do everything.
They've been in business for 8 years, and they've had a Wednesday webinar. They haven't missed one yet. And there's 8 years of training in the back. 8 years.
So anything you want to learn, you're a CEO, you're an SEO guy, you're a whatever it is, it's back there with hours and hours and hours of training for you.
So when we started, one thing about this, we had, now if you look at the total cost with MLSP, the autoresponder we had, now when me and Samantha and Stephanie started, we didn't have a CRM, we didn't have the funnelizer, and we didn't have sites. So those 3 things right there, we didn't have when we started. And
we still paid them.
And we still paid the same.
Yeah. Because it's that valuable.
The price never went up. So.
But guys, you don't have to take our word for it. Yeah. Literally, it's $10 for 10 days. So all you have to do is get in the back office and go search around for $10. I mean, you spend that on a Big Mac meal.
I can't go to McDonald's with my kids without spending more than $10.
Exactly. I mean, I remember when I first started with MLSP, guys, I was like, all right. I sat down with my husband. We watched the whole, Frank Finale video and all that. And I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set aside 10 days and I'm going to learn everything I need to learn. And then I'm going to get out.
Yeah.
The funniest part about it is back then I think it was $2 for 3 days or something like that, or I don't even know, but I was willing to get in there and only spend that money because at the time I didn't have $150 a month to spend.
Yeah.
There's no way I had it. And of course, everybody wants it, everybody loves it, but it was hard.
What's a big commitment?
It is. But as I went through, I paid for my trial, and then before I even got through it, I ended up signing up for Mastery. And I haven't looked back since. Because I thought of it just like Kelly and Stephanie said before, when we first joined, it was only basically training in the community. There were tools, and there's a ton of tools that we could get into. There's video hosting. There's all sorts of stuff back there that we could get into.
Campaigns and
yeah, and there was all that stuff and things like that, but nothing as major as it is now. Our membership price, since they have added the CRM, the sales funnels, and sites, has not changed.
Right.
So, just to let you know a little bit of how the community works. I mean, this is literally people who want to see you succeed and stand behind you as you do it.
Oh yeah, and they understand everybody doesn't have a ton of money to put into their business. They want to be able to be, have it available.
So how is everybody? Is everybody still with us? Can we get some feedback in the chat? How are you feeling about this?
You guys liking what we're offering? What we're giving?
Because we're gonna get into some questions here, which I just love the second question. I can't wait to get into it. But we're gonna get into some questions, and like we said, it's $10 for 10 days. Get in there, check it out for yourself. There's no contract. You can cancel, you can do whatever. I'm telling you that this is the place to be. If it's not for you, that's fine. So we're gonna get into some questions.
Awesome. Ready. Question, because I know I have a lot of questions. Even sometimes I'm like, Kelly, I just don't understand. But these are some general questions that we get a lot. Will MLSP generate new leads? No, it doesn't generate new leads. It teaches you and gives you everything you'll need to generate those leads. You'll generate leads when you follow the steps involved, because they are very, they have videos, they're very specific. They teach you not only on your mind, but, online on what you should be doing. And, it just teaches you how to focus on your leads, because that's what you're there for, to help them. And you want to be able to give them everything you can. And that's it. You serve them and the leads will come. That's it. So, yeah.
Put $2 million of value out there, you'll get $1 million.
Yep. That's how I so. So, yeah. And then I don't want to work. I want to be famous. Well, nobody wants to work. Come on. But famous is all in what you want and what you really think it is. It's important to expose your brand yourself, especially you as yourself, because people are going to buy into you before they buy into a product. They're going to buy what they trust. So MLSP won't make you infamous, but you will receive the education and the platform to do it if that's what your goal is. Put yourself out there. So.
The funniest thing is I don't know if any of you guys know who Diane Hockman is, but she is a woman who can literally send out one email and make $35,000. She's been inside of the industry, and I'm not saying that to make anybody go, oh my gosh, but I'm just telling you where she's at. She's $1 million mom, and it's funny. She says, she's like, yeah, I'm famous online. She started with MLSP as well. Same with Ray Higdon. Same with the Pesco Solitos. I mean, pretty much. Who else is there? There's Caesar, Tanya. I mean, we have
the people that are huge were in MLSP or in at one time.
Mark Harbert, Bluesman Frank. I mean, there's so many of them. I can't even name them right now, but she says, she's like, I'm famous online, but I don't have to deal with what famous people have to deal with. I can go to the grocery store and nobody knows who I am.
Right.
Yeah. So
that makes it nice.
What type of famous do you want to be?
Yeah.
How do I
use MLSP to put people into my network marketing business? Okay, so now this system will work for all types of businesses. It was originally set up for network marketing, but it can be brick and mortar businesses because everybody needs that. But here are some ways that you can use it for your network marketing. If they're already in MLSP, your opportunity, you can put whatever opportunity you want in the back. You can share videos, you can do everything that has to do with your opportunity with the people on your team. So if somebody is in their back office, they can see. Training on what they say and ask with phone leads and things like that. So you're going to be learning lead conversion. So with this, when we're talking about just talking about how we're doing our capture pages, and it has to do with training everyone on getting their leads. Well, we're showing you what we're doing to get you as leads as finding someone to give the training. Now, if you had a product, say diet programs, golf clubs, oils, you've got the skincare, you can create a capture page for a product. If they're looking for information or an ebook or a how-to or anything else like that, you could put it out there for your business. So that's where you would use MLSP for your network marketing business. You just use the tool, and then you can use it to make money as well, but we'll get into that.
Well, yeah, like another example of the blog, you got to find your passion, your niche, right? And this one guy, he had a passion for cooking, but it wasn't just any cooking, it was cooking from a cast iron skillet. So he basically made a blog and he talks about cooking from his cast iron skillet, and that's the kind of leads he's going to attract, those same types of people, and he's making a killing at just by blogging his passion. So it doesn't have to be necessarily a business and opportunity that you can have. It's a passion, a drive that you have that you want to share with the world.
This one just we focus on that. And so then in this MLSP, I'm with a network marketing company. I'm with a network marketing company. Is MLSP? No, MLSP is not an MLM education platform with a set of tools. It does have an affiliate program, which is one level. So you've done multi-level or tiers. There's no making money off of making money. But you can make money off of MLSP. So what do you mean I can make money off of MLSP? MLSP is an affiliate program. It provides services and trainings. Like you pay a fee for use of your membership as well as pay for exclusive training. So there's trainings back there that give you even more content and more information on. I lost my train of thought.
Yeah,
there's a lot of background noise coming.
MLSP as an affiliate program, coming in at the mastery level, the one that we are talking about tonight, there is another level, which is a university level that you can get into at $49.99. So whoever invited you here, just, talk to them about that as well and find out what that entails. As far as MLSP affiliate program, as a mastery member, you get paid $100 per member per month. Mastery members. So if you get Joe in and he's a mastery member, you're getting paid $100 a month for as long as he's in there. Yeah. And they once inside of MLSP, you understand the platform, they do stay. So so you can imagine, you get, we're only it's only one level deep, but if you get 5 mastery members in, you're making $500 a month.
Right.
And then you have something, with all the time that you're out there and you're network marketing and you're talking to people, you run into people who love their business and they're doing great. And so what do you have to do? You have to just move on to the next person. Well, not with MLSP. You have a way to help them build their business. Yep. And that's what network marketing is all about. We're all here to help each other build a business. We're all here to live the dream. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? I mean, that's what networking is all about. So,
and you want to do it. We all want more time, right? And what better way to do it than online, where you can talk to that many more people in the same amount of hours a day that you could belly to belly. And that's what it's leverage. It's so you can spend time with your family.
Yeah, definitely.
It's all about leverage.
yes. So if anyone has any questions about it, we'd love to answer any questions. I have a couple questions here, I think.
How do you integrate your core business?
So what happens is, okay, if you're in a, let's say Wilson Golf Clubs is ready to expand their market, just like we're ready to expand our market. So if they decide that they're going to expand their market and build their business, are they going to market to, let's say, football players? No, they're going to market to golf players, right? Whether you use, you know, whatever club it is versus whatever club it is, they're going to expand their market to the market that's using the golf clubs, right? Okay, so the same thing happens here. You're trying to get people and once again, attraction marketing to you. So what you're going to do is you're going to lead with value and show them how to build their business. And then at that point, you're getting leads that are coming in, and you can talk to them about your business. You can talk to them about MLSP, but it's expanding your market is what MLSP does. And it is teaching you how to brand yourself and market yourself. You guys have anything to add to that?
That pretty much sums it up. Integrate your core business.
I guess I'm not much
more
like if I integrate into MLSP or into another business, because I mean, I guess.
What type of business are you
like an MLM?
Are you talking about like an MLM or a regular brick and mortar business? I guess we need more like
yeah, and there's different lists, like in the tools that we had spoken about, you know, the autoresponder, there's different lists that you can set up as well. So, you know, you can have your MLSP people coming in who are just looking for leads and finding out how to do this, you know, how to market on Instagram. You know, I have an Instagram list, I have a Twitter list, I have all sorts of different lists, because these people are, you know, they want to know about Instagram, they want to know about Twitter.
Yeah. And in the CRM, you can label everything. So you can label that list as your primary, but you can integrate all your emails and your autoresponders and all of that with that too, with the CRM.
Everything is list specific.
Yeah.
So everything kept separately or put together. If you're you integrate. I mean, if you're trying to go with your standard business and you're recruiting that business, and like she said, if they're not interested in your core business, they can roll over to MLSP, but I'm not sure if I just don't understand.
I don't understand the question completely.
You can type it into the question too if you want to ask it again.
The chat.
Yeah, so for the most part, I mean, these are the tools that you need to succeed in order to make $1 million business. Because if you're going out there and you're, I don't know, say with a health and wellness place, and you're out there and you're like, hey, I'm with health and wellness, and I'm so excited, and and then all of a sudden you decide that you want to expand and you want to bring on another income, which MLSP is another way to bring on income. But let's say you want to join something else or do something else, you're not going to lose the people who already follow you.
Right.
Does that
You
make
can
sense?
let them know what, I mean, you build a know, like, and trust, so you can let them know what's going on and give them an opportunity to opt in to get more information.
Yeah.
Which would be something, you know, that's people do all the time. I have this is what I'm doing. If you're interested, here you go. So same thing. I mean, here with MLSP, I have this is what I'm using. If you like it and you need it, here you go.
Absolutely. And that's the thing for me is, you know, when I first started, the company that I was originally in was more focused towards the females than the males. So I still had something to offer, you know, because I can't cut my, you know, people in half. I still had something to offer people who weren't interested in my primary, because you're talking to people every day anyways. I mean, I know most of you, pretty much all of you who are on tonight personally, and I know that you guys are out there marketing and you guys are working your business and you guys are amazing. I wouldn't have invited you here if you weren't, because there's a lot of people out there who wouldn't understand what we went over tonight and wouldn't get the grasp of actually the business part of it, because so many people think that, you know, it's okay to just go out and say, oh, here's my link, and as many people as I can expose today is a wonderful thing. You've got to be able to keep those people on your list and build a relationship with them so they will show up when you're ready to give them whatever you're ready to give them.
Right.
You know, like, for again, Diane Hockman, she's got people who will literally call companies and be like, no, I signed up under her, and you know, like, fight for her. And it's the same thing with Ray Higdon. You know, I've heard him, you know, people are like, so what do you do about your haters and your people that say comments to you? And he's like, I don't have to do anything, because all my followers that love me come in and attack them. Like, I just have to sit back. And he built that by doing exactly what we are telling you. He did that because he found MLSP way before we did.
Right.
So, I mean, it's, you know, go ahead, guys. I love y'all. And I'm, you know, you came here because you're here to help us and make sure that you give us feedback and stuff like that. But research. That's fine. I researched for 6 months. And it truly is the best platform and system
that's out there.
That's out there.
Period.
Yeah.
And having the community and the leaders showing up. We got wake up calls from leaders Monday through Friday. Every single day, a different leader comes on teaching us, whether it's mindset or whatever it is that they're going to give us. And then we got Tuesday hangouts on Tuesdays, where we got a top earner giving us a webinar at 3 o'clock, what they're doing in their business, and then a big webinar on Wednesday. So I mean, the community again is what makes this thing so awesome.
Well, that's where you can really find somebody you're connecting with as a leader and start
building a relationship,
following and building relationships, and other people are in the same, you know, same situation as you. You'll see them online and you start connecting, and you guys are having the same problems, and you're like, oh, thank goodness. What did you do when you had that problem?
And speaking of, like, the Tuesday hangouts, the Wednesday, you know, webinars and stuff like this, back to the affiliate program and how you make money, you know, for a lot of people who start, especially like for me, when I started with MLSP, I was like, I have no value to give. What are you talking about? Run out and give value. What are you talking about? Start a blog? Like, I don't even know what a blog is. I mean, I had built websites.
Yeah.
You know, my husband and I owned a screen printing company in Florida for 7 years, and I had like built that, but I had watched this network marketing community. And so what MLSP offers to you as a member is these webinars. You have your own link to them. So if you're talking to someone online and they're not interested in your, you know, maybe they are interested in your company, I don't know, but if they're not, or whatever, if they are, then you can be like, hey, you know, on this Wednesday webinar, they're going to be teaching how to get Facebook leads. You want to come and they say yes, and then you send them the link, and then they're cookied to you. So if they go onto the onto the webinar, and sometimes MLSP sells stuff, courses that you can make money off of.
Right.
Sometimes they don't, but they're always promoting the membership. So if that person gets off and goes and talks to their husband or their wife or whatever, and says, and their husband and their wife or whatever says, yeah, try it out. And then they run over to MLSP.com, myleadsystempro.com, and they sign up. Guess what?
They're cookie to you. They have your link. Yeah.
So that's how the affiliate works and how you start getting paid. And then once you do have members inside of MLSP, anything that they buy inside of MLSP, you get paid on as well. So you not only get paid that membership fee. Good Lord.
Sorry.
So you're not only getting paid on, you know, their membership fee, but whatever they buy inside. If they go to the event, you're getting paid. If they buy courses, you're getting paid. It's just a constant, like, as long as they're underneath you, you're getting paid. So, yeah. Is there any questions? Any more questions from anybody? Let me know in the chat if you have any more questions for me. I can't wait to hear from you all.
We've got people that stayed with us the whole time, so we must not be doing too bad.
Right.
Right?
No, we're off. I mean,
These are good friends of ours. Thank you all so much for coming.
We appreciate it. Yeah, because, you know, it's hard to do it, but it's good to get feedback. I don't care what kind of feedback.
Yeah,
yeah, give us feedback. Give us what you liked, what you saw of value in the presentation.
Or if we could add something, or if we could, you know, shorten something up, or, you know, expand on attraction marketing, or whatever it is, you know. I mean, you guys were all invited here because you're our close friends, and we wanted the feedback, and we just decided that we were going to take this webinar and we were going to run with it. And not only are we going to run with it so that we can, you know, better our business, but we want to make sure that any of our team members can also send their people to this webinar so that they can get signups as well. Because we're not, you know, we're not going to give out a link here. We're going to tell you that, you know, whoever invited you here, get back with them, talk to them about it. They can answer more questions for you, whatever. So that's the reason why we've designed this webinar, and want to really make sure that we capture it and do what it needs to be done to make sure that we're constantly doing it.
Getting it out there.
Getting it out there and building our teams and making sure our team members get paid. And, you know, as soon as you get in, I mean, think about it. You get in, you know, like I said, you know, what we talked about tonight was the mastery membership. The university membership is $49.99. It also includes the sites, CRM. I think you get a couple funnels.
You don't get the funnelizer. You don't get the funnelizer.
Yeah, but Brian Finelli actually just released that now the university members get a couple funnels.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did just a couple days ago.
Well, he's trying to help them out. See,
yeah, he's amazing, guys. If you don't know Brian Finelli, he is the co-founder of MLSP. Look him up. He is absolutely here to make everybody millionaires, and it's crazy. And speaking of a community, I mean, literally, you can ask a question in the Facebook, and you'll get Brian Finelli to answer it.
Yeah.
Or Michelle Pesco-Solito, or
like 6-7-figure earners. You get like co-founders and people who you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's just
because they just like commented on one of my things.
It's an amazing place to be, but
they make you leaders. It'll change you into a leader if you commit to this community. Just know if you commit to it, you're gonna go into it knowing that you want to get something out of it, and the only thing you're gonna get out of it is becoming a better leader, showing up.
Get what you want out of it.
And that's the truth. If you tap into it, it will happen for you. I mean, and just like Kelly said, like becoming a better leader. That's what we're all looking for, because we've all had our, you know, upline or whatever not be there for us, or not push us or whatever. This is a community that does that for you, and they're from all different walks. Okay, so not only do you get to come in and rub shoulders with these amazing top leaders, but you also get to tap into a community that maybe someone who came in there isn't really yet completely committed to their primary.
Right.
You get to expand your primary inside of the community as well.
Right. Well, not that anybody goes around flaunting what they're in, but you kind of get an idea over time who's doing what, and you'll see them integrate it with their stuff just like everyone
their marketing.
else. You just study what everyone's doing.
Yeah,
especially
and
the ones making money.
Yeah.
and the mindset. I mean, that's, for me, that is what kept me around the most. Is because I really truly, when I came into network marketing, and always been an entrepreneur my whole life, I never worked on the most important asset that I had, that I got for free when I was born. And so many of us just allow it to ride off on its own and not take the wheel and actually drive it. And they teach so much of how to think like a successful person. I mean, I don't know if you guys know about the guy who, there was that $1 trillion lottery or whatever. Did you hear about the one guy who won?
Mm-mm.
So there was one guy who won, and it takes a while for the lottery to give you the money. Well,
Yeah.
he took his winnings and showed the bank. The bank gave him a loan. He got $1 million house. He got some cocaine. He got some hookers, and they found him dead in his $1 million home before he even got his lottery winnings.
Was that recently with the?
That was just the last big winners. Yeah.
The last Powerball one?
That is horrible.
Really?
We deserve.
Yes. Yeah. So I mean, and that's where the mindset comes in. Like, you can't be a millionaire tomorrow without the brain of a millionaire to be there.
Yeah, you got to be it before you become.
Yeah. So yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, with all of this that we learned about, the lottery, and that's the problem with this industry, is so many people think that, it's like, it's the lottery. Like, if I pay $500 to get into this business, it's like the lottery.
Like, everybody wants it.
Yeah, and your upline probably told you that that's what's going to happen. Yeah. But that's not the way the industry works. You must brand yourself. You must become
a business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you definitely have. It's a business. I don't know. It's worse than a business, because you don't have, like.
You don't have.
Even if you go into and buy a franchise, there's a set of guidelines, and the franchise is set like this, and the chairs are like that, and you cook it like this. Here,
it's your rules.
It's your rules, your opportunity. You just have to follow, like, your guideline to not be horrible. But you guys get what I'm saying. It's very different. There's nobody out there training you how to do it.
No, and that's the reason we started this webinar in the first place, is that when I first started with the MLSP, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I knew. I literally called it my home base. That is my username. It's home base, because I knew that this is where I was going to not only start, but this is where I was going to stay. And but I started my autoresponder, and then I was like, oh, I don't know what to say to them, and so it's been years and years of all of this, and then it all finally came together for all of us when sites came out.
And that's what it is. You got to have your own blog. You got to have that, and you got to have a list.
Yeah.
We saw a top producer build his first $1 million month, and it came from blogging
on a weekend. $1 million in 3 days.
I mean, it was years and
all
years
from
and
his
years of blogging, but when he set it up for that launch that weekend, it was $1 million.
$1 million weekend. Could you imagine making $1 million in 3 days? It can happen. Yeah. Yes. I mean, it can happen. He lives right across the river from us. we'd rubbed shoulders with him before, and he's just a normal person just like you and me. He's got the same 24 hours in a day as you do. So, and you're going to make of it whatever you want to make of it.
Yep. Well, we want to thank you guys so much for coming out. I know it's been an hour and a half now, so I want to let you guys get back to your families and get back to all the good stuff that you got going on. And I thank you. Please get back to us. Let us know what we can improve, what we can do. We're going to be back here next Tuesday, and we're going to be doing it again, and we're going to be putting in your questions or your feedback or whatever. We're going to just keep making this better and better and better so that we build our team as well. So, and
if anybody knows anybody who thinks that this could help them, bring them to the webinar next week.
Absolutely. If you think that somebody could use this, bring them on in, see what happens. Let's get you signups. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, absolutely.
Making millions.
It's more exciting to get other people's stuff. Anyway, bring them over.
Bring them over.
If you're here because someone else sent you, go back to them and first thank them.
Exactly.
You're ready.
Exactly, because it's taken us a while to understand the whole process. And if there's more questions that you have, as far as how everything works and how, I think we did a pretty good job of capture page leads to the autoresponder. Autoresponder leads to your blog and your content and all that. So you start building the relationships. Your CRM's always there for, anything you need. And all of those leads go straight to it, so you don't have to worry about any of that. And you can label on them all. So if you get, if you set up a capture page for your primary and a funnel for your primary, then you can have it labeled that they came in through your primary. And then the same goes with your autoresponder. You can set it up where that list is an autoresponder list. And for those of you who the autoresponder is like, whoa, don't worry about that, because MLSP has this little code you copy, and then you go over to the autoresponder and you paste, and then you have, Brian Finale, the multi-million-dollar guy who's done all the copywriting and selling for you, and that goes out to your list. And then you can tap in and, give your content and that kind of stuff.
Right.
So we'll see you next week.
Yes, we'll see you next week. Be back here.
Yay.
9 o'clock Eastern.
Yes.
Tonight.
And I am truly, truly blessed to have you guys showing up and supporting us and just giving us your feedback. And we just, this is what it's all about. It's all about helping each other. So thank you very much.
Absolutely.
We love you all. Have a good Tuesday night.